Hi, and welcome to another Octatrack video. Today we are going to take a look at resampling a pattern and then using that resampled pattern to transition to another pattern. If you're a frequent watcher of EZBOT's channel, you have probably seen this in practice, where he uses the Octatrack as a performance mixer with multiple things going in, then recording a loop, crossfading to that recorded version, and then bringing in something new, and then crossfading back into a new pattern or whatever, which is a ton of fun, of course. But you can also do this internally, which is what we are doing today. And to show you this, I have two patterns. These are both 4 bars long. Now, I could just use a scene like this with a bit of low cut and delay. Which would work, you know. Same here, you know. But ideally, you want to make things a bit more gradual, where you can slowly bring in things, and resampling makes that possible. So how are we going to do this? Let me just walk you through this setup quickly. Basically, both these patterns have 6 audio tracks. In this case, it's a kick, snare, Tommy subby thing, and then hi-hats. And actually, in this case, track 5 and 6 have nothing on them. And then the 7th track is our resample track, and track 8 is master track, which actually only has some compression on it at the moment. But yeah, our resample track is a flex track in this case, and it's playing back the recording buffer 7. Let me quickly show you how this is set up. If you go to our recording setup, you can see I'm recording 64 steps, so I'm recording the whole pattern. I'm recording from the queue, and then I also have quantized recording on to 16 steps. So whenever I press record, at the end of the 16 steps, it will start recording. Alternatively, I also have a one-shot trig at the beginning of 64 steps. So I can just arm that with yes, and it will always start at the beginning of the pattern. But if I just want to quickly, start capturing a loop, and if I don't mind that it's not starting on the one necessarily, then I can do that as well. So how does this work in practice? What it does is it resamples from the queue. So everything I'm sending to the queue from this pattern is going to be part of the resampled version. So let's just, in this case, queue everything. Now I'm pressing yes, so it's been armed. And now you can see it's recording. And if I transition to the scene, this is exactly the same pattern, but this is the recorded version. And to prove that is really the case, I'm just gonna take some things out of the queue, record again. But now I've got rid of the snare and the hi-hat. And now my recorded version only is consisting of the kick and the Tommy subby thing, which is really nice. And I can still play with my other scenes if I want to, and do like before we start doing our transition magic, let's have a quick look at our scenes. Let's go to our first scene here. So how this works is that all my audio tracks have the X level set to max because it has like the special crossfade volume thing that Electron calls the equal energy crossfade. So when you crossfade, you don't get the dip in the middle. But my resample track actually uses X volume, and that's set to minimal or minus or minimum, I guess. And then on my scene 16, X volume is set to max on the resample track, and all the other tracks have the X level set to minimum. Now, the reason I'm using volume on the resample track and level on all the other tracks is that volume is pre-effects. So if I want to do a transition with like delay tails, then when I transition to the new pattern, you can still hear those delay tails go in, which is what you want ideally. Why I'm using X level here on the audio tracks is that you want to be able to queue up things. So if I'm using volume and I'm on my resample track or my resample scene, and the volume is set to minimum, then you don't hear anything through your headphones, which might not be important if you have everything set up and you don't need to queue up things. But if you have like stuff that you want to play in live or prepare live and then apply to your next pattern, then you need to be able to hear what you are doing. And X level doesn't affect Q level. So that's why. If you're not bothered about that, then and you want to use like transitions with effects to your resampled version as well, then by all means use X volume or mix and match. Of course, if there's certain tracks that you need to be able to queue up, you use X level and X volume for the other ones. It's the Octatrack, so you can do whatever the hell you want. So that's how our scene is set up. Now, actually, let's do one more thing, which is kind of fun. I have some fill stuff going on here as well. So what I can do, if I want to record the snare, let's leave the hi-hat out of it. And let's cue it up again, or arm it. So now I have performed a bit of fill stuff. That's now in the resampled version, which is pretty cool, right? So now I'm playing this resampled version, right? Let's transition to our new pattern. Now, we are on a new pattern already, but you don't know because we're on this resample scene. But actually, these two patterns are different parts. So you can see this is part 3. And if we go, see, this is part 2. And they are different in the sense that they have different sounds. But they both share the same resample track that is pulling from the same recording buffer. So you don't hear the difference, which is pretty amazing. So you can, mask all your transitions. And now what you can do is just, do a bit of filtering. Bit of a delay. So I made a mistake here. I was trying to show you stuff and then I was on the wrong track. This is a lesson. Make sure you transfer to your pattern first before you start messing with stuff. Let's reload the part here. So now we are on the right pattern and we're going to do the same thing. So we're doing a bit of this, you know, funky delay stuff. And what we can do now, we can basically just mute everything on the other pattern except the melodic part. And then start bringing that in slowly. And you still hear the delay tails because we're using the X volume. And then we can start building up this pattern. And now we can obviously do the same thing, transitioning back really. If we now check our the resample track is still a mess. I mean, you can have some fun doing this, but ideally you would just want to reload the part. See, then it's just normal again. But if we now would want to transition back to the other pattern, we can do the same thing. So again, we have these tracks sent to the queue. Now it's recording. Leaving out the hi-hat in this case. There you go. Now we're back on our resampled version. Now make sure we go back to our previous pattern that we are on now. Mute everything that we, want to not use, and then do the same thing again. Transition. We're back to our previous pattern. Ideally, you want to, move on to something else, but I don't have the material for that. But it's still fun to, do some really weird effect splashes or whatever. Want to some callbacks to the previous pattern. And so on and so forth. So yeah, really fun, right? Let's see if I forget anything. Oh yeah, since we're recording the Q level and the Octatrack has different levels for your track and your Q, you need to make sure they are the same. Because if your Q level is lower than your volume level, your regular volume level, then, or level, I guess. Track level, is it called track level? Yeah. So if your Q level is not the same as your track level, you will hear this discrepancy in your resampled loop. So for instance, let me just show you this quickly. I have this thing. Let me just cue the whole thing up. All right, so this is the level of my thing now, right? So let's maybe go to the hi-hat and set the Q level way lower. And now resample the thing. So I'm I'm just, waiting for my resample to finish. And then, let me just get rid of my effects. You can hear the difference in hi-hat level. So yeah, you got to make sure that those Q levels are the same. Alternatively, what's probably the better way to do this is just max out both your level and your Q and do your mixing and your volume with your actual volume setting. So then you'll never have to worry about that really. But I had mixed everything already this way, and then I found out by not paying attention that some of the levels were off. So when I resampled something, it was like, hey, what's going on here? So yeah, keep an eye on that your Q and your track level are the same if you're doing it this way. And then one more thing. If you're using this whole resample thing, I haven't shown this yet, but I'll show you now. So what I have done is don't mind these green tricks. They're just fill tricks for some send effects. So what I have done, actually, I've sliced up the 64 steps into 16 slices. So a slice triggers every 4 steps or on every downbeat. Which is handy if you want to do some more crazy stuff with your resampled version. For instance, my slices are just all linear now, so they're just going through the whole recording. But obviously I can just do random, and you get this nonsense. Which is fun, but actually what I mostly wanted this for is if you want to play around with either, with retricks or something. Or pitch. Then at least everything stays in time, because if you have like a long sample of 64 steps, you can bet your bottom dollar that everything will go out of sync. And by the way, this is without using time stretch or anything. So at least every downbeat, it gets re-triggered. So, you know, you can do some weird stuff if you want to. You're perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine just, you know, using like a one recording of the full 64 steps if you're not bothered about doing anything crazy and just using it to transition to another pattern. But if you want to be a bit more creative and maybe set up some more scenes, you know, some different resample scenes, then it can be wise to prepare a slice grid and use that. And if you don't use it, you at least have it going, you know, and it will sound the same either way. I think that's it. I'm thinking really hard if I didn't forget anything. I mean, it is the Octatrack after all, so sometimes you might gloss over things. Anyway, if you have any additional questions, sound off in the comments, of course. I hope this was interesting. I mean, it's really fun. And of course, you can do lots of crazy stuff with your resample scenes as well, you know, where you have effects or whatever going. But I thought for this video, this would be complex enough. So yeah, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye.